So I would say that if you are a brand new seller, if you are selling a commodity product, if you're selling staples or something like that, you don't need to build a list. You don't need to have an audience because nobody cares. Like, would you care about being on a list that just promotes staples and staplers? Probably not.
All right, guys, I wanted to invite you to an event that's happening this week. This week is on Sunday. If you are listening to this right when it gets published, it is going to be tomorrow. And that event is a 5-day workshop. It's going to be amazing. We did this a few months ago and we got like some of the best results I've ever seen ever at any workshop we've ever done. So I'm really excited about this. The workshop is starting on January 9th, which is a Sunday. And we're going to be going for 5 full days. The things that we're going to discuss on those 5 days are the first day is going to be goal planning. I love talking about goals and setting plans. I literally spent this entire first week of the year, an entire week just talking about annual goals and quarter planning and planning the entire vision of my business for the next 2 years and talking about an exit and stuff like that. And so I love talking about setting goals. Now, of course, that I think honestly for your business is probably most important, but there's 4 more days beyond that. And the other 4 days are how to increase profits on existing products. Then the 3rd day is expanding your product range so you can dominate your niche. And the 4th one is action conversion masterclass. So you know exactly how to change your listing so you can increase those conversions. And day number 5 is the way that you can learn how to scale up your business to the next level and plan for your multi-million dollar exit. So guys, I'm telling you, this is real. This is not some like, oh, hocus pocus, whatever thing. These are real workshops and you can attend this workshop if you click the link in the notes, or you can go to zonconpodcast.com/5-day challenge. zonconpodcast.com/5-day challenge. So guys, check it out. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be chatting away in the chat message box over the whole time. And I love interacting with people. So come hang out with us and learn a lot and figure out how to boost your business to the next level. What's just a quick heuristic? How would because I know followers is an easy number just you can click if I'm trying to evaluate Instagram influencers or YouTube or whatever.
At a glance. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a quick comments or kind of where it's at, or likes per post or post per week? Is there a 1-2 heuristic we can kind of look at just to evaluate?
I would definitely look at comments on a post. I would look at
number of comments.
Yeah,
right?
Number of comments, because if somebody's posting something, and I think we've all seen this in our own social media where you post something and then it's crickets. You get 1 like and it's your mom, that's not what we're going for here. So, and here's the thing, guys, is people can buy followers, people can buy likes, right? So I don't want to go into too much more depth on social platforms. I'm just saying these platforms are not set up to organically deliver your content. They're a pay-to-play platform. You want that content to get out there, you're going to have to advertise, you're going to have to, spend some money for your post to get boosted, those types of things. It's still a really great place to build a list. You just don't have the control that you can if you have people on email, Instagram. I was talking to an influencer a couple of weeks ago. She had 800,000 followers on TikTok, and just overnight, they their AI, their bot that was scraping for inappropriate behavior shut her down for no obvious reason. And then it took 2 months for her to get her account back. She cried herself to sleep every night because that was the main way that she was monetizing herself. So it can happen to anybody for any reason. And if you think that you got some insider at Facebook who's going to help you when the going's tough, let me tell you, they don't. They don't. It's probably a lot of like Amazon seller support. So bottom line, guys, building a list with email, SMS, chat. We're experimenting with Telegram right now. Telegram is basically Messenger, 2017, 2018 Messenger, where you can send content anytime for any reason to any of your any type of content, you know. So that's like a really interesting opportunity there. Now, once you have that list, what do you do with it? Well, this is where you have like the sky's the limit with your options. If you want to play and dabble in rebates, go ahead. You have your list. You can promote your offers to them, but you can also do more things with your list when you have one. And probably you guys are all experiencing this right now as it's the holiday season. You check your inbox, you check your phone. There's probably like a million messages from, you know, all of the brands that you follow and have gotten on their email list or their SMS list. I got an offer today for somebody for an Apple Watch band. It's cute. I might get it. So anyway, the opportunity there is to develop, you know, you can develop seasonal content. You can develop an actual, like what I call like a marketing calendar. Like, what would that be like? You know, instead of being reactive to rank, being proactive in running campaigns to your Amazon listing or to wherever the heck you want. Because when you have your own audience, when you have your own list, you can direct that traffic wherever you want to. You know, you can segment some of it for Amazon purposes and segment some of it for if you have your own website or, you know, using other marketplaces. You can use that audience for whatever purpose you want to. Now, the reality is, and just like I pointed out with like the seasonal campaigns that we're all getting hit with right now, what is going to make you stand out from all the other noise to get those sales is to provide valuable content to your list. And Andrew, you're nodding for those who can't see. So, you know, I
am audibly confirming. Yes. Also visually, I'm nodding. Yes.
Right. So valuable content goes back to understanding your customer. And if your content is all about me, here's what I have to offer. Here's why you should like it. You know, like after a while, how did that makes us feel is a little bit like, okay, all right, thanks. Thanks next, right? In the terms of Ariana Grande. So I love to mix in product research and brand research with my audience communication and really find out like, hey, we're thinking about developing a new product. We'd really love your feedback on the color, on the style, on the this or that, you know, type of things. And people love to give you their feedback. Oh, they love it. I spoke at FBA Live in Orlando several weeks ago. Man, it's been a while. It's such a great event. And I was waiting in the airport for my plane to leave. And a couple of sellers saw me there and came up to me and they're like, hey, I have some questions. We're doing some new product development. And we talked about what their product was. And it was very niche. It was a very niche product. And I was like, you know what? I'm sure there's like a million Facebook groups out there who have a vested interest in this use case, right? Go on there, ask permission from the admin, pay the admin to put together a post saying, hey, we're doing some product research. I'd really love your feedback. And she was just like, oh my gosh, I would never have thought to do that. So even if you don't own your own list and can't go back to your own list with these kind of questions, you can use somebody else's audience that they've developed and curated to ask these questions as well to get that kind of product feedback. There's always some place you can go to get product feedback.
We've done that same thing too. Yeah, it's great. Going to the Facebook groups. So we'll just post randomly in different groups just to kind of get a little bit of traffic, whatever. But we'll ask stuff like that. And again, it's always like getting the feedback is great, right? The fun thing is that we posted in like 5 or 6 different groups. We were doing we're refreshing our logo, right? So we had like 4 concepts. Like, hey, which one do you think makes the most sense? And people love discussing logos and colors and blah, 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 right? And so we posted in there. And one thing we found is we posted in 6 groups. One of them banned us like instantly because they're like, any type of any promotion at any point ever, forever and always, you'll be banned forever. I'm like, oh, whoa, okay, sorry.
That's why I always advise asking the admin permission first or offering to pay, you know, doing like a paid post or something like that.
Yep. And then so one of them banned us forever, it was honestly like one of the smallest groups banned us forever. And I was like, whoa, okay, a little heavy handed there. And then another group asked us to take it down. And then we asked for permission. So you have to reword it like this just to make it less whatever.
Yeah.
So you kind of had like one strike, one ball, I guess, one kind of like miss, whatever. And then the other 4 groups, though, we got over 100 comments on 2 of the posts. So we ended up cumulatively, this entire strategy was, first of all, it was free. It took probably, I don't know, obviously getting the logos and stuff like that takes some time, but like to post it and create the post and share and blah, blah, blah. It's less than an hour, way less than an hour. Totally. And we got hundreds of comments on this, and we ended up developing our logo from that, which was like a huge win. So my advice is, yes, do what Michelle said. You're going to find that, I don't know, 10-20% of the groups are going to be like super mean and not excited about you, but the other 80% are going to be awesome. So just try like 3, 4, 5, 6 groups, 10, 100, whatever. So it's a great little strategy there.
I would take that strategy one step further, and I would develop the actual question in the actual survey on ManyChat, and get those people, give them the link on where to submit their vote and provide their feedback via the link, because then you get them as subscribers. And immediately after providing that feedback, present them with an offer on the product. So in this case, it was brand, but we ran one for a client who was doing a new product launch with 3 variations. He was launching with 3 variations. And he had 3 different colors to choose from. And if you've ever launched a variation, you have to pick the best seller to put all of your traffic behind, so that is the product that shows up in the competitive search results. And so he was like, well, I don't know which product to put all of our traffic behind and all of our, our efforts. And so we took it to the audience and, his list, and they selected the purple one, and it didn't matter which one they selected. We then followed up with a launch offer and essentially said, hey, thanks so much for your feedback. It's worth 25% to us. We didn't say it like that, but we were just basically saying, here's a 25% off coupon where you can get it now, that type of a thing. So I like to build those lists and then capitalize on that feedback and combine it with an offer of whatever amount you're comfortable with to reward people for providing that feedback, right? They have that good feeling of like, hey, I've contributed, my opinion has been shared, and I've been rewarded for sharing it. We don't lead. I love that. We're not saying, hey, enter this giveaway contest for $1,000 gift card and provide us feedback. It's just like, hey, I need some advice from you guys real quick. What do you think about this? And because it's chat, people are so much more willing to engage with it because it's fun, versus how many of you collectively raise your hands mentally? When you get an email asking for, hey, would you click here and go take this survey? It'll take 10 minutes, that type of thing. The word survey and the fact that I have to go somewhere to take this survey is just so gross. And their click-through rates, I'm sure, are terrible. So
one thing I found that was a fun little win that we had recently is that speaking of providing content to people, and this is a strategy. I'm like, oh, I want everybody to know this strategy because it worked really well for us. I am a data guy. I'm a data and engineering guy, right? It's my background. Yeah. And so I'm not very good at writing and it's just a thing. That's just not my expertise, right? That's why I have an audio podcast and a YouTube channel, because it's not as much writing. And so we built up our list. We're about 1,500 people now on our list we built that out over the last year on the new brand. And we get a really awesome engagement rate, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great, cool. But making the content is hard. And it's not hard, but it's also that I call it the blank canvas syndrome, right? It's you can email anything you want. Okay, well, what do I email about? Oh, it's anything. I know, but I don't know where to even start, right? So we did do some emails. We got some nice engagement, but for me, it was kind of a high effort thing. And again, not that great at it. So we wanted to hire. But how do we hire for this? Well, we went to Instagram. And we found people who were engaging with us quite a bit. And we do some, we have a nice Instagram channel, and we have, again, Instagram's nice because it's visual, it's pictures rather than writing, which I, again, not great at that. And we found people who were kind of micro influencers when we target people who are 2,000 to 10,000 followers, and people who've engaged with us before. We've done some promos, we've done some this, we've done some that. In fact, even some of them won some of our free prizes and stuff like that. And so these people, we've been talking to them for months and months, and so that we know that they like us, and then we look at their content and we find the one that isn't. It doesn't necessarily have to have like the best following or the most engagement, or engagement's, yeah, like you said earlier, engagement's really important. Number of follower count doesn't really matter, but the people who make good content that aligns with our audience, we hired those people. Well, we offered 5 of those people, hey, would you like to do our emails for us? Your stuff is super cool. Would you like to do our emails? Half of them did not respond, such as the life of an influencer. But then 2 of them did respond, and we interviewed both, and one ended up meshing really well. And so now we have weekly emails written for us from the perspective of an expert in the field, and we pay her $250 a month to write all of our emails for us.
Oh,
and so
that's great.
Yeah, so I'm very happy, and she's already like taken off and done way better emails than I've ever written and stuff. And then also I can just take that off of my shoulders. And again, we tell her, you know what, you just provide the good content, just provide good, valuable content for our audience. I'll write some of the promotional emails. If we're doing a product launch, we're doing this, we're doing that. Yes. Let's see if you can try to align your content with our launches. Generally, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be like a perfect whatever thing, but I found that to be a nice little win because I can delegate that stuff away to an expert who is better and cheaper than I am.
And has a vested interest in the quality of the product, right?
Yes.
And what I love about that, and this is why I'm a fan of marketing calendars. And in your case, you can layer a marketing calendar with an editorial calendar. So marketing calendar is like, okay, what are the big product launches we have this year? What are the big promotional seasons? If our product has seasonality to it, like when do we need to start promoting it so that we can, ride the wave of that kind of promotional season? And then you can really you can plan your promotional schedule around that, intermixing the fact that you probably want to constantly be improving your listing performance on Amazon. And so could constantly be like driving or trickling in traffic to regular products if you're not in the middle of a launch or something like that. And then layering in that editorial content to be like, what are those seasonal aspects of it? What are the pain points that, your audience is typically facing as it relates to that your product could help solve? It's content, right? And what's brilliant about your approach, Andrew, is that you're not asking this influencer to generate promotions for you, right? You got that. But she has the perspective. She is your target audience and shows she knows the pain points that your product can help solve. And she can speak to that pain. She can speak to the opportunities and the solutions that your product provides. Brilliant. Well done.
Yes.
Well done, sir.
Oh, thank you. I'll take it. So that's been, and you know what, Gary Vaynerchuk, who's a famous marketing guy, he wrote a book called Jab, Jab, Right Hook. I think that's the name of the book, but at least that's the core concept of it. And that I always think, again, marketing doesn't come natural to me because I'm like a data nerd, whatever, right? And so I'm like, I got to learn this stuff, right? And so the concept of Jab, Jab, Right Hook is to give content, jab, 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 and then right hook is a take. So you always think of your audience as a bank, right? That's how I think of it. They're a bank. I need to take money out of a bank. I had to put money into the bank first.
Yeah, the bank's not going to let you take money out that you don't have in there, right? That's called robbery.
Yeah, so I had to make these deposits. Yeah. I had to routinely input money, input time, input effort. The bank analogy is input cash. And then later I can take it out whenever I need to. That cash is there. It's safe. It's being held. It's whatever. It's an equity thing, whatever. And I can take it out when I need it. So I'm going with the, let's say we're saving up for like a car analogy, right? I'm going to put $500 a month in from my paycheck into that like car savings account. And then when I'm ready to buy that car, I pull it all out. Right. Yeah. So the same thing with marketing. When I want to build this audience, I want them to know, like, and trust me. We deposit content, we deposit value, we deposit these things to the audience. Yes. And then when I'm ready for that launch and I want them to, hey, like, and trust me, would you like to buy, would you like to take my offer? Then I cash out that cash in the bank and have a great launch.
Right. Now, if I can bring back the dating analogy, I feel like this is like the analogy podcast episode.
Yeah.
I love it because sometimes marketing is one of those concepts that freaks people out. So it's important to have like this layer of understanding. But because a lot of people are like, okay, I've built this list. Maybe they've run a giveaway contest and they've built up this audience. And now they don't know what to do with it. They're like, well, I have a product launch in like 6 months, and I'll message them then. And it's kind of like, well, so my analogy is like back to dating when you have like a really great date with somebody, and this happened all the time to me. I don't know what my problem was, but I would like see forever in their eyes, planning out our future together mentally, and then they would just like I would just disappear, like no texts, no calls, and I'd be like, what happened, and then guaranteed like 2 or 3 months later, late night text comes in. What's up? What are you doing? Like all of that. And I shared this analogy at FBA Live and it went over well. But I was just like, what do you think his conversion rate was on his text? Very low, right? Like maybe if I had gotten that text 2 days after the date, like, he'd have a better response. But 2 months to, 3 months, 6 months down the road, no. And so sometimes we do these things to our list. We build up this list. They have a good experience with us, and then we disappear on them. We ghost them. And your example of developing content and having kind of that content cadence for your audience, I think is an opportunity to develop that relationship, deepen it, so that when you do have something that you need from them or that you want from them, that it's not just this transactional relationship, right? You've earned their trust. You've built up your brand in their eyes, and you're ready for it. Now, can I just say, Andrew, that not all marketing is for all people.
Mm.
We've talked to sellers, we see sellers at all stages of business. And I think it's important in marketing that you identify, because marketing is full of shiny objects and shiny tactics. It can be very distracting. There can be a lot of FOMO there. But marketing is where money is spent. And so it's important to not make it a place where money is wasted. And I have in my marketing career, I have freed many people from their FOMO, where I'm like, you're not ready for this, move on. Like that kind of a thing. Or I've called them out and be like, you need to be doing this. This is a very important tactic for this stage of business that you're in. So I love
that, Michelle. So I think it's good to focus on a certain platform and get really good at it before you move on to something else. I get a lot of people who tell me, Instagram is this thing that I've heard about, but I don't have an account. I've never posted anything on Instagram, and I've heard that other people are doing decently well with it. What should I start? And I hate social media. I hate doing these things. I'm not good at like visual content. Should I do Instagram? And I always say, no, I'm going to give you, like you said, I'm going to give you permission to just completely ignore Instagram. Just don't, you're selling a pipe cleaner, a drain cleaner, and you've never posted anything on social before. It's okay. Do not create an Instagram account. Do something else, a paid funnel, get your listing optimized, do a ManyChat flow, whatever. Like don't do the Instagram thing. Focus on something that you're good at, or you think you're capable of getting good at, and that you're going to enjoy, or you're going to find value in doing it, and then get good at that first. And once you get really good at something, then you can move into the next platforms.
Right. And that also speaks to kind of like the life cycle of a brand. And, the point, I think, for many sellers that now exiting is like a big topic. And congratulations, Andrew, on your recent exit from one of your brands. You know this personally. That it doesn't do anything. There's nothing good about the valuation of your business that's affected in a positive way if you have an Instagram account that is dead, or a list that is not engaged or non-responsive. People can, go and say, oh, well, I have these 5,000 subscribers. And it's like, so are they like, what are your open rates? What are your click-through rates? How did that affect your last product launch? Like that's only valuable if it actually moves the needle, right? So I would say that if you are a brand new seller, if you are selling a commodity product, if you're selling staples or something like that, you don't need to build a list. You don't need to have an audience, because nobody cares. Like, would you care about being on a list that just promotes staples and staplers? Probably not. But maybe if you're planning on expanding your brand to I don't know, DIY, like other, like, I don't know, building products, or if it's an arts and crafts thing, then doing product expansion, then there's content that can be developed in and around that. But if you are just like showing up to the races with a Me Too product, it's probably not the time to develop an audience and a brand that is going, because the audience really is just not going to care. So many people forget what it's like to be a consumer as a brand owner, and you got to put yourself in your customer's shoes and be like, would I do this? Would I care about this? And if you wouldn't, don't do it. Like, don't waste your time and your money and your effort to do that. So bottom line, with marketing, really apply filters to yourself. See if you're being like emotionally manipulated into doing something. If you show up and go to a marketing conference or an Amazon conference and, some 7-figure seller is doing this, and this tactic, and you are just getting started, it's probably not the time for you to get started on that either. Right. So, you can chill out a little bit, and even in the advice that we've given you today, like, take a breather. We're just here to provide you some information.
I like to think of it as I'm planting seeds, right? So I would give all these ideas and tactics and whatever, and I'm hoping that these seeds are being planted in your mind, and that they will germinate, and you find that you don't necessarily have to farm every single seed that grows, but when one germinates and it grows and it produces, it starts producing beautiful fruit. Cool. Take the seeds from that fruit and keep planting them. And so these are all little tiny things. They might, don't do all of them, of course, find the ones that work well for you and do that.
Yeah.
So Michelle, I wanted to circle back because we teased it at one point, the emailing directly from Amazon.
Yes.
Okay. So, I have good news and bad news. So have you done it at all yet?
No, I just saw it yesterday. For the first time.
Okay. So
it's not fancy, guys. It's not fancy.
So it's actually a brand new platform Amazon came out with a few months ago. I think the very first option popped up like September-ish, right? September 2021. And then they've expanded it a bunch already. So I can tell that they're putting a lot of effort into it, because a lot of things on Amazon like never change, and so like when things do change, they're like, oh, like they're paying attention. There's something important here. So is it something that's going to be amazing a year from now? I don't know, but it's changing. This is potential. This is a great potential. Again, this is the seed I'm planting. I don't know if it's going to like germinate into this giant, beautiful forest, or if it's just going to be like, this is kind of wither on the vine. But this platform is called Engage Your Customer, or Customer Engagement, or something like that. It's in Seller Central. If you're brand registered, go in. It's under, if you Seller Central, go under brand tab, you'll see it. Engage Your Customer, I think, whatever it is. You can look it up. You can get people who will subscribe to you. They like subscribe to your storefront.
Yeah, they follow
you then
your
storefront. They follow your storefront. And then you are now able to email them directly from an Amazon.com domain. So it doesn't come, unfortunately, you don't get their email, but you get to use Amazon. You get to basically trigger Amazon to email them. And you get to construct these emails. The first thing that they put out there was a launching email template. And then now they just added a product promo and just basically a regular standard, hey, this product is for sale email, right? And unfortunately, you don't have to. It's fortunate and unfortunately. Fortunately, it's really, really easy, because unfortunately, there's no option. you can pick from like one of 3 subject lines, and you can pick like one ASIN, and then that's it. Amazon constructs it for you. It comes from Amazon. It says like, hey, new product offering. This is super cool. You want to check it out? And then they have the email template there. And so you cannot construct anything, which makes it really easy, but also makes it so you can't really stand out.
Right. And these are broadcasts only. These are not like, automated campaigns where if somebody buys your garlic press, maybe they would be interested in your silicone spatula. Like it's not this automated. It'd be cool. And hopefully like Amazon can get smart like that and develop those kind of campaigns.
Like segment them?
Yeah. Well, or just have automations, what we call automations, as opposed to, a broadcast is you have to go in and write it, schedule it, send it, it's manual.
Now, let me let you know about how you get a following on Amazon. So anytime someone goes to your storefront and hits the follow button, you'll get that person as a follower. We create a lot of posts, and posts are basically an Instagram style imagery on Amazon. It's really easy. We actually steal all of our content from Instagram and post it onto Amazon, and literally just copy paste every single thing from Instagram and put it on Amazon. And we schedule out. So we get a post, like I think we have 2 posts per day, and we recycle everything too. So that's great. So if you want to go there, if you want to hear more about that, there is a podcast, episode 82, Maintain a Consistent Brand Presence Using Amazon Posts, that I did with Amber English. And it people subscribe and follow and everything. Now, here's the big con. We have sent out 5 emails now, and we've sent it out to our audience is about 1,500 people. And we get about a 30-40% delivery rate. So we're getting our email delivered to 300-400 people. And we have out of 5 emails, and we have a 20% open rate. So we're getting about 100 opens, something like that. We have made exactly 0 sales at all. And I'm like, so frustrated. I thought like at least one sale, 1,000, 1,500 people and hundreds of emails sent and 100 open and nothing. But but it's a good thing to look at.
And not everybody is opted in to receive emails from Amazon, right? So that's also one of the clinchers there. Yeah, I'm excited to kind of play around with some of the on Amazon list building opportunities that they are starting to develop, and then I'm excited to come back on another episode and kind of share our learnings with you guys.
Nice, Michelle. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Can you let the audience know how they can get a hold of you or some of the products that you are working with?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can obviously join our platform at easybot.com, where we make external marketing easy. And if you need to get a hold of me specifically, you can contact me at michelle@easybot.com.
Yep. I have used EasyBot, and it's a fantastic platform. And so I can definitely vouch for it. Michelle, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for providing so much value to our audience. Thank you for being here.
Awesome. And I can't wait to have more analogy thick conversations with you.
All right, guys. Oh, man, that interview with Michelle was amazing, and I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to remind you again, we talked about it at the beginning of the hour, but the 5-day workshop challenge is happening this week. If you're listening to this the day it comes out, it is happening tomorrow. If you did not catch it if you did not catch this episode the day it came out, then no worries. You can join late into that 5-day challenge, but we are going January 9th to the 14th, and we're talking about 5 days of different things of how to grow your business. Those 5 days, the first day we're going to be talking about how to set a vision for your business and figure out the opportunities in your current product line. The third day is how to target product range expansion, how to basically do how to identify and figure out the best variations to add to your product line. And then day number 4 is how to do, we call it action conversion, which is like basically how to optimize your listing to really increase those conversions. And the 5th day is key valuation levers to sell your business. So basically how to tweak your business so that you can get the maximum valuation on exit. Honestly, this is top-notch, amazing stuff. I guarantee you will not regret it. I hope if you know me and you trust that this workshop is going to be amazing. So go ahead and check out that link in the bio or in the notes part, whatever, of the app. You click to the notes, or I don't know, if you're on iPhone or iTunes or Spotify, it's somewhere in the notes part. You'll see it. Or you can just go to zoncompodcast.com/5-day challenge. All right, guys, I'm excited to see you there.